Right. Let's see what we can do. Draw my sword.
Very well.
No,
Let's
no,
start with
draw my
the
sword.
basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
Oh, so I actually have to press the buttons. Alright, fair enough.
All right. Now try to hit me.
Gladly.
You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself. Nice. Not bad. All right. All right. Good. The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
Q, stab.
Nice. Good. Not bad. Again. Good. Let's try something else. One strike I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another. Fine.
Let me get some stamina back and we'll try this again.
Not bad. Again. Very good.
Yay, we reached a new level in sword.
All right, that's enough. I don't know about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember though, train hard. No one becomes a master swordsman overnight.
Yep.
You have to work and work. And the main thing is to use what you've learned in real combat. There's nothing better than experience, believe me.
Yep. Okay, let's go talk to Bianca now. Pretty much what I'm doing, I'm assembling modules now because I ran out of Chaos Black. Fair enough. Alright, Bianca should be in here. Hello, beautiful.
Welcome, Henry. Hey, look out! Doesn't even know how to apologize.
What are you talking about? Bianca, no, talk to me.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You too, handsome. What brings you here?
Your beauty, of course.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be. And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
I need ale for father.
A pitcher as usual?
Aye. Bring me a cool one from the cellar.
But of course.
Nah, Souls, she dies too. But Henry doesn't seem too cut up about it, if I remember rightly.
Here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Oh,
Out of the
aye.
question. Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Thanks. You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
You too. Oh, by the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking after you.
Vanya.
I suppose. He's a man who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers. I'm sure of it. I'll be happy when he's gone for good. But what in heaven's name are you up to with him?
He promised to teach me how to use a sword.
What use would that be to you?
Enough. You sound just like father. I'll be going now. See you this evening.
Lies.
I've got something special for you.
Is that so? Now what would that be?
Your favorite, Savior Schnapps.
Really? You're an angel.
I hope you'll thank me properly later.
You bet I will.
I think they've got something going on. Anyway, you know what I find funny? when she gave him the savior, not the schnapps, the pitcher of ale, he just reached behind him and put it down his pants. That's how he stores the pitcher of ale. I just find that a little bit funny. Don't know about you, because I don't think that's actually how one stores pitchers of ale. But I may be wrong. There's plenty of fish in the ponds and rivers of the HRE. That's probably also true. But anyway, let's go talk to Daddy and explain away the poop on the hands.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Well done. Right. Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made. We got the charcoal? Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together.
How else would you store ale but up your ass? That's, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how one would do it. I could not say.
By the way, someone paid me a call. I reckon you might know what it was about.
I'm not sure.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure you and your friends threw dung at Deutsch's freshly whitewashed house.
I did
Here with
nothing of the
catchpole
sort.
earlier, and it was not a friendly visit. What got into you, Hal?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved, did he? You can go and clean up the mess you made and apologize to him. I have a trade to run. The German pays well. And having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. You understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
It's funny, the first time I did this,
We'll never
I
have this conversation
didn't
again.
throw dung, and we still had this conversation.
So you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of our king?
The boy gets caught, making a fool of himself, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. So Deutsch spouts rubbish, and what? You turn into a common thug. You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
Yeah, but then there's the other the other phrase called "talk shit, get hit."
Ready?
Right,
So-
we'll do the grip.
On one hand, you might be right. On the other, you might not be.
I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it.
What if his hands slip? That looks like a fairly hot blade.
Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal.
When the bandits try and
Here,
come
I
to
have your
fuck shit
mother
up,
and you.
try
Why would I
persuade
want
them of the
anything?
error of their ways. Naturally.
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university. And all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here.
But I'm not done
Put
yet.
it all together.
No, you gotta screw it in so you can unscrew it and then end your enemies rightly. Also, is he having that sword point down into the ground as he hammers on the top of it?
Magnificent.
Because that sounds like an awfully fine way of ruining the
Lord be
point
with
of
you.
your sword.
My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
I think you'll find that they're actually not in the trunk of the living room. They're actually in my back pocket.
Here are those nails you wanted.
See, told you.
Thanks.
Hid them up my ass too.
So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Maybe we'll see each other there. Anyway, mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
Teresa has a thing for me. And I think Henry has a thing for her too.
Fine lass, eh?
You misspelled
Stop
ass, but
staring
okay.
at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire.
All the ladies in the village are his. Too true.
We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a
Let him
commoner?
try it.
See, I've been practicing with a sword for a while. Now, look how absolutely... Oh, look at that. Look at that, for fuck's sake. Remove the L in Latin, he'd be
Used to have
correct.
a lot of that.
Absolutely.
Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Severn?
True, Sir Radzig. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this.
It's not a gun, put it
A
down.
man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
I'm sure.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sir.
It's been an honor, Sir Severn. Have a safe journey to Sassa.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzig. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Maybe teach me how to use it like Sir Radzig said.
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them, or beat them.
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm fairly sure I'm going to be a very good swordsman in not that long amount of
In a
time.
hurry? What's happened?
That might be what's happened. See, that sword's nowhere near as good.
Listen to me, Al. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
What about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzig. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
Well, that was easy. Knocking down that door. I think he might be dead.
Quickly! We have to close the gates!
Move! Come on, we're closing!
Move it, people!
Come on!
We're running
Come
out of
on!
time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the
Keep
gates!
running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Ah,
Get through the gates!
Time to see Mommy and Daddy die. Oh, a bit of half swording. No, Daddy. Isn't this precisely what happens in Star Wars Episode 4? I don't bloody know. Oh no, Mummy. She took a lot more to go down than he did. Just saying.
hurry, Henry! There's nothing you can do! Come on, Hal! You can still make it!
Run!
You can still make it, and then they just like close the door anyway.
Find a horse! Ride to Talmberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them!
Run by the moat! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and
Well, that's brutal. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. So Radzig's there like, that lad has my sword! Alright, so we gotta run. I remember the last time I just stood there for a little bit and then some humans came behind me and just slaughtered me. So, we shall be running. I have Sir Radzig Kobyla's sword. Yes, I do. Alright, let's run. And we need to get on the horse that's at the bottom here. And this time, I do plan on saving Teresa. As to the best of my ability, at least. Also, I can't hear anything. Oh, well, they're miles away. Last time I looked, they were fucking right there. I don't see them.
Don't touch me, or I'll kill you! Go to hell, you Tatar beast!
Run, run, run. X, it's X. Click the button. Run. I think I saved Teresa. Oh, he's got a bow. No, running now. Ah, I get fucked. Human. Oh god. Also, no chasey. No, that didn't work. I want to see the world. Ooh, my caretakers are dead. What a shame. Ah, my leg. It hurts so bad. Good shot, though. Like, I tried doing horse archery. And, No. See, I did help her because she uses that distraction to, like, get inside the house. She's totally safe. I don't know what you're complaining about. She's totally safe. Oh, yeah. Also, I'm bleeding, and this is hardcore mode, so it's actually hurting quite a lot. I'm just gonna run right now. Everyone else can, like, go to hell. I'm gonna run. Also, no, I'm stuck. Ow. Also, I don't know which way to go. I don't have a map.
Left. Talmberg is to the left, along the stream.
Oh, thank you. No, fuck you. Okay. Okay. Talmberg probably up this way. I imagine. Possibly. This way. I discovered a shrine. I mean, that's cool and all. I don't think I'm being chased by anyone on a horse. So, that's good. You guys are fucked up. Yeah, that house is an impenetrable fortress. Well, it doesn't matter if it's impenetrable because the people that I saved her from came running after me. Right? So, she's totally fine. You are so boned. Yeah, flee. Flee is a good idea. And I imagine because he's running this way, we're probably going in the right direction. Also, can we put away the sword now? Cool, done. Write them down. Well, I'm not going to write these ones down. Yeah, you might want to flee as well.
Run for it.
Yes, run. All of the running is good.
Run for it.
Run the other way. No, fuck you. I'm not going to help you. I have a hole in my leg. Ow. I have a hole in my leg, apparently. I can't actually see it. Well, whatever. I know it's there. I can feel it. Also, apparently I'm tired. That might be the blood loss. No, fuck you, horse. You need to keep running. We've got humans behind us. I am fairly sure of that. Although I can't see them right now. I've reached a new level in horsemanship. That's because I was pushing that horse. What? They weren't fucking there. Get fucked. Look at him. Nope, that could have hurt, but it didn't because he missed.
Oh my god! Hey! Jesus Christ!
Help! Skalitz has been attacked! Do something! Help!
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose!
You might want to turn around. I mean, those are some really bad arrow fire. Also, really bad like reactions from the cumin.
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Well, wait for me, you bastard. Oh, poor Killis. Nice.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages.
Is the wine to drink, or what?
Tell me, boy. Who are you? And where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you said. Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours.
He just stood in the arrow barrage like it wasn't even a threat. Yeah, I know. Like he's either like super stupid or like a badass. Oh yeah. Goodbye consciousness.
Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand?
Probably not.
There you go. Good as new.
Oh, you little prick.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
Yes, speaking is fine. It was my leg that got the arrow, not my mouth. So talking should not be a problem.
Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard.
Neither is this castle. This is a small one
Our
as
small
well.
garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
This actually BS size of castle has very little to do with its defensibility. It has a little bit to do with it. Like, if you have a bigger castle, obviously you'll have more troops defending it. Although if you have a bigger castle with fewer troops, then that's probably weaker than a smaller castle with fewer troops. So it all, like, there's too many variables. You off to bed?
No, I just went to a baked it so don't walk over it.
Okay.
I can turn the light off if you want to see.
Wasn't he just talking about the garrison? He might have. I don't know. What? Where are we? Oh yeah, we need to go this way. So do we limp? No, we don't limp. Our leg is now fine. Watch, we can jump and we can run, and everything is totally fine again.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Alright, I believe the kitchen is not that way. I believe the kitchen is this way. And then one goes through... Yes, this door. Apparently Robard has to open it for me.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bozhena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes. Thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Lovely.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
I remember last time I didn't take off the boots, and I was like, oh, he's going to say something, and nothing happened, and it was ridiculously disappointing. Someone should have said something about it. Alright, so I believe this lentil mash is mine, and you know what, so is this bread roll, and so is this bread roll, and so is this bread roll. Ooh, chicken. Or is it chicken? Oh, it's duck. Oh, how lavish. That's mine. And that's mine. And that's mine. Ooh, cheese. And some more cheese. And some more cheese. And you know what? I might just have some more cheese. Let's just quickly eat from the pot. This man grabbing all the food. Well, of course I am. I like me some apples. Apparently they're really good to sell. When you get like freaking 50 of them. That's my apple as well, by the way. Is that actually a drink? No. Okay. Anything over here? Wine. Oh, yeah. Get me some wine. And, right, let's have something to eat. We're at like 5 nourishment. So, where was that? Lentil mash. What do I get from that? 9. Jesus. And lentil soup, 8. Okay. I have some onions. 2 each. Oh yeah, roast duck. 26 each. Very nice. I'll just eat these up. I've got frick all energy. Does this give me energy? No, it doesn't. It gives me negative energy. I need something that gives me energy. Apples. Yeah, apple. No, wait. No. Bread. Bread gives me energy. But I'm at full nourishment. So probably shouldn't eat things that give me nourishment. I mean, we've eaten, so we might as well go to bed now. Oh, Jesus, I'm tired. Oh, God, what do you want now? Nothing. Okay. At least I know where my bed is, because I've been here before. I'm just going to leave it open. And you know what? I'm actually going to take off my boots. Not that it matters, but whatever. And sleep. And let's go and get interrupted by the Lady of Talmberg, who comes in at a very odd time. Look, Basilius Basilion, you have to grab the food.
Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Oh look, I took my shoes off. My big toe is huge.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
All the food, yes.
Lady.
Yes, you absolutely must take all the food anytime you see it.
No, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine.
Oh, I already took some wine, but thank you.
It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace. To let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better.
I mean, I just lost my parents. Like, it's not exactly something you can get better from.
I know what it is to be left alone in the world. Although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Oh, hey, Inimicus. That's much easier to say than Basilius Basilian. Souls, I don't know if you know this, but yes, that is exactly what you do. Further on into the game. Oh man, look at that dead-eye stare. Blink. Blink. You have to blink. Yeah, he's got that 1,000-yard stare thing going on.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Went to the tavern for ale and met Bianca, collected debt. Yeah, sure.
I went to the tavern to buy ale for Father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Oh, dear boy.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig.
Talk about life. Sir Radzig came to look at the sword.
The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
Smoke on the horizon. Horde of attackers.
A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
How awful.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
Saw them kill me. Well, I didn't. That's a lie. Deutsch tried to fight back. No, I didn't see that either.
Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Humans. Yeah, sure.
I wasn't safe yet. The Cumans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped.
So I whacked him on the top of the head with a
succeeded,
sword.
Even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Christo mentioned he's coming to Poland in the summer for castle stuff. Oh, he's going to that.
How could something like that happen?
I know about it, but I'm not going.
God alone knows why
It's
he
too
lets
expensive.
such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors he went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king, and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone, and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
That sucks.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me, an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly. Only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep.
Alrighty then. Hey, you can leave the duck. That's food, right?
I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
You enjoyed the talk where I told you about how my parents were slaughtered in front of my eyes. You really are a weird old woman. I mean, not really that old, but you know what I mean. I got him so drunk when I was in London. Christo, yeah, did you see my PDXCon video? He got drunk in Sweden as well. You go, leave the food and booze though. Absolutely. Oh, flashbacks.
Move in, people! Come on! Come on! We're running out of time! Quickly!
Hey, my shoes are back on. Pretty sure that's not what he said, but alright.